The case of Jennifer Gledhill.
On 28th, Jennifer Gledhill called police to report her husband, Matthew Johnson.
A quiet suburban neighborhood in Utah becomes the center of a chilling mystery when a man suddenly disappears without warning. At first, it seems like a typical missing person case. A husband is gone, his phone is silent, and the only person who claims to know what might have happened is his wife. Friends begin asking questions, co-workers grow concerned, and investigators start looking for answers. But almost immediately, something about the story feels wrong. The timeline doesn't quite add up, and certain details begin to raise suspicion. As detectives look deeper, they receive information that completely changes the direction of the investigation. A man comes forward claiming that the missing man's wife confessed to something shocking. According to him, she said her husband was not missing at all, she had killed him. What started as a disappearance now begins to look like something far more disturbing. This is the shocking case of Jennifer Gledhill, a Utah mother accused of murdering her husband and trying to erase every trace of the crime. As investigators slowly piece together what may have happened, the story grows darker with every discovery. The people behind the story. At the center of this tragedy are two individuals whose lives were once closely connected. The first is Matthew Johnson, a 51-year-old member of the Utah National Guard. Friends and colleagues describe him as disciplined, dependable, and deeply devoted to his children. Military service had shaped much of his life, and those who knew him say he was proud of the responsibility that came with it. The second person in this story is his wife, Jennifer Gledhill. She was a mother of three living with her family in the quiet community of Cottonwood Heights. From the outside, their life appeared completely ordinary. They had a home, a family routine, and responsibilities like any other household. But according to investigators, their marriage had been struggling for quite some time. Behind closed doors, tension had been building. Arguments were becoming more frequent, and the relationship was slowly falling apart. What looked like a normal suburban family life was, according to prosecutors, hiding a growing storm of conflict and resentment. The affair that changed everything. Investigators believe the situation reached a breaking point when Matthew Johnson discovered something devastating. According to authorities, he learned that his wife was involved in an affair. This discovery reportedly triggered intense arguments between the couple. Court documents later revealed that their relationship had already been under severe strain. Financial disagreements, trust issues, and emotional conflict had created an unstable situation in the household. In fact, records show that Jennifer had previously attempted to obtain a protective order against Matthew, though that request was denied shortly before his disappearance. Despite these tensions, the couple continued living in the same home. The environment had reportedly become increasingly uncomfortable and hostile. Prosecutors believe that the emotional pressure surrounding the affair, combined with the ongoing marital conflict, ultimately set the stage for what happened next. The night Matthew Johnson disappeared would soon become the most important moment in the entire case. The night Matthew Johnson disappeared. The last confirmed sighting of Matthew Johnson took place around September 20th, 2024. That evening appears normal at first, but later reports suggest that arguments were heard coming from the house. After that night, Matthew seemingly vanishes. He stops answering phone calls and fails to show up for work. His friends begin to worry when they cannot reach him. Days pass without any contact. Surprisingly, the disappearance is not immediately reported to the police. Eventually, several days later, Jennifer contacts authorities and reports that her husband has gone missing following an argument. On the surface, it looks like a concerned spouse seeking help. Investigators begin looking into the situation as a potential missing person case. But as detectives start reviewing the timeline and speaking with witnesses, they notice inconsistencies in the story. Certain details simply do not fit together. And soon, investigators receive information that dramatically shifts the investigation toward a far more disturbing possibility: the confession to a lover. Shortly after Matthew disappears, Jennifer reportedly visits a man she had been secretly seeing. According to investigators, during this meeting, she confesses something shocking. She allegedly tells him that she killed her husband. Prosecutors later claim that Jennifer explained how the incident happened. According to the alleged confession, Matthew confronted her about the affair earlier that evening. After the argument, he eventually went to sleep in their bed. While he was asleep, she allegedly used his own 9mm handgun to shoot him in the head. The man who heard this confession becomes frightened by what he was told. Instead of ignoring the information, he eventually begins documenting their conversations. He records phone calls and preserves messages that could later be used as evidence. These recordings would eventually be handed over to investigators and become one of the most important elements in the entire case. The alleged cover-up. According to prosecutors, the killing was only the beginning. Investigators believe Jennifer took several steps to hide what had happened. They claim that after the shooting, she placed Matthew's body into a rooftop storage container. The container was then moved down the stairs of the home and loaded into her minivan. From there, she allegedly drove north away from the city. Police believe she buried the body somewhere in a remote area outside Cottonwood Heights. However, the exact location remains unknown. Despite extensive searches, Matthew Johnson's body has never been found. This absence makes the case far more complicated. Without a body, investigators must rely on forensic evidence, witness testimony, and recorded conversations to reconstruct what they believe happened. The evidence inside the house. When investigators searched the family home, they discovered troubling signs suggesting that violence may have occurred. Authorities report finding bloodstains in the master bedroom, including blood beneath the bed and on the frame. Detectives also observe evidence of heavy cleaning throughout the room. Certain surfaces appear to have been treated with cleaning chemicals, and carpets show signs of recent scrubbing. Investigators believe these efforts may have been attempts to remove evidence from the scene. Additional items also appear to be missing or destroyed, including Matthew's phone. Each discovery strengthens the theory that someone may have tried to conceal a crime. The missing truck. Another unusual detail soon emerges in the investigation. Matthew Johnson's truck is eventually found parked less than a mile from the couple's home. The vehicle appears to have been abandoned, and that Matthew left on his own. If that was the goal, it did not work. By this point, detectives were already beginning to believe that his disappearance was connected to something much more serious: the arrest. On October 2, 2024, investigators made a major breakthrough. Jennifer Gledhill is arrested and charged with multiple felony offenses, including murder and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors say their case is supported by several pieces of evidence. These include recorded conversations, text messages, witness statements, and forensic findings from the home. The arrest shocks the local community. Neighbors who once viewed Jennifer as a typical suburban mother now find themselves living near the center of a major homicide investigation. Jennifer pleads not guilty to the charges against her. The shocking twist involving her parents. As investigators continue examining the case, they uncover another surprising development. Authorities begin looking into the possible involvement of Jennifer's parents. Prosecutors allege that her parents may have helped clean the house after the killing occurred. They are accused of assisting with the removal of evidence, including replacing the mattress from the bedroom where the shooting allegedly took place. Both parents are eventually arrested and charged with obstruction of justice. This revelation adds another layer of complexity to the investigation and raises new questions about who knew what and when. A murder case without a body. One of the most difficult aspects of this case is the absence of Matthew Johnson's body. Despite extensive search efforts, his remains have never been discovered. Cases like this are often referred to as no-body homicide cases. Without a body, prosecutors must rely heavily on circumstantial evidence to prove that a murder occurred. That evidence may include forensic findings, digital records, witness testimony, and behavioral patterns. While these cases can be difficult to prosecute, they have still resulted in convictions when the evidence strongly supports the prosecution's theory. The courtroom battle. Jennifer Gledhill remains in custody as the case moves through the court system. She faces serious charges, including first-degree murder and obstruction of justice. Her defense team argues that the prosecution's case relies heavily on circumstantial evidence and testimony from a single informant. Prosecutors, on the other hand, believe the recorded conversations and forensic evidence will demonstrate what happened. The upcoming trial is expected to reveal even more details about the alleged crime and the events that followed. The human cost. Beyond the legal battle, the case has left a deep emotional impact on everyone involved. Matthew Johnson's friends and fellow soldiers continue searching for answers and hoping his remains will eventually be found. His disappearance has left a painful void in the lives of those who knew him. Most importantly, 3 children have lost their father and now face a future shaped by the tragedy surrounding their family. The mystery that remains. Despite the arrests and the evidence gathered so far, one crucial question still remains unanswered. Where is Matthew Johnson? Until his body is discovered, the full truth about what happened may remain incomplete. Investigators continue searching remote areas where they believe he may have been buried, hoping that one day the final piece of the puzzle will be found. A case still unfolding. The case involving Jennifer Gledhill is far from over. It is a story filled with betrayal, hidden secrets, and a disappearance that shocked an entire community. Prosecutors believe they have uncovered the truth behind Matthew Johnson's disappearance, while the defense argues that the evidence leaves room for doubt. As the legal process continues, the search for answers goes on. Until Matthew Johnson is found, the mystery surrounding that night remains one of the most haunting parts of the entire case. If you liked this video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload, and let us know your thoughts about this case in the comments below.